Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very exciting Riviera River Cruises webinar. My name is Anna. I'm an Industry Relations Manager here at CLIA, and I'm going to just quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. This webinar will run about 40 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, which is CLIA Global. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Bruce Messendorf. Bruce joined Riviera River Cruises as Regional Sales Director Northeast in January 2018, adding to his 35+ years in marketing and sales management and 30+ years in the travel industry. He currently holds the position of Sales Director North America. Bruce has earned his CTA and has held numerous board positions, including President of Scala International Long Island, Auxiliary President of 4174 Club of New York, and was also awarded the Top Supplier Sales Representative 2012 in both the all-inclusive and hotels and resorts categories by Travel Agent magazine. In his time off, Bruce enjoys traveling, sailing, and scuba diving. He also has his private pilot's license. He's a native of New Jersey and currently resides with his wife in Queens, New York. And with that, take it away, Bruce.
Well, thank you very much, Anna, and I appreciate the intro, and welcome everyone to this webinar about Riviera River Cruises. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with us or looking to be more familiar. So again, we're not one of those household brand names, so hopefully you'll learn a little bit what we do and what makes us different. And we're going to be actually talking about what was or what isn't, and now as we go into the future, because we've had enough of 2020. So let's talk about 2021. And it's like time to say goodbye, bye 2020, and hello 2021, because I know we're all looking forward to a better year coming up. It's been quite challenging for all of us in this industry, as I'm sure all of you are aware, and we are looking to move forward. And I know your clients are out there thinking about their next vacation because they didn't go anywhere either this year. So a little bit about Riviera. We've been around for actually 36 years as a UK outbound escorted tour operator, and we still do that for our UK market. And we actually started river cruising 12 years ago, and about half that time we became the UK market leader in river cruising, outselling all other river cruise brands for the UK. Last year alone, we've had over 40,000 passengers that sailed with us in river cruising, and probably about 125,000 altogether, including our tour operations. So we're not a small company, and you can feel confident traveling and booking us. We are award-winning, multi-award-winning brand. We've been recognized quite highly with the consumers and the travel professionals alike in the UK market, and now getting recognized here more and more in North America. And of course, members of ASTA and IATA and CLIA, of course. A current travel advice. So this is just some background, what's happening now. So cruises departing from September 14th, 2020. So this is our managing director, Phil, who everyone stated that everyone knows the pandemic has impacted travel plans in recent months, but is now encouraging us signs to see a recovery as countries reopen the borders and aircraft take to the skies. We all can't wait to start traveling again. In the last few months, we have been working hard with our colleagues, partners, and suppliers around the world, so you can rest assured that when traveling with us, you'll be in the safest of hands. We're making sure that every aspect of your vacation will be every bit as good as you expect it to be. So we have this newly fully flexible booking policy. New temporary fully policy is for any existing bookings for 2020 and 21 bookings, deposits and bookings now through the end of October, and hopefully we'll see that extended. But if you choose any date in 2020 or 2021, we'll amend that booking for free at any time up to 24 hours prior to departure. If you choose a date in 2021, you can also amend it at any point without charge up through September 30th, 2020. Again, I believe this is going to be extended through the season. Onboard protocols. As we return to the great rivers of Europe, we're constantly reviewing our onboard policies and will always follow the standards set by the leading health agencies and local authorities. We've been working closely with Ian Graves, who's a member of the Chartered Institute for Environmental Health, and he's one of the leading industry independent experts in health and safety over 20 years experience. And together we're working to ensure we always meet and exceed the highest possible standards on board, so you can feel comfortable and confident when your clients are traveling with us that we'll be exceeding expectations of health standards. So what to expect? Only registered guests and crew can enter the ship after performing health and safety checks such as temperature and hand disinfecting. Before embarkation, the entire ship, including cabins, is being cleaned, disinfected, and ventilated. The use of mouth masks is mandatory on board when walking around. 6 feet social distance or compliance with local guidelines is guaranteed and clearly communicated on board. Also, all meals are being served with no buffet services are offered. We facilitate one-way traffic in the middle and upper corridor, so you don't have to pass each other. Each cabin is being disinfected twice a day, and all members of the housekeeping staff are obliged to wear a face mask and gloves during their activities. All cabins will be provided with a bottle of hand sanitizer. Plus, more is being done, and this can be found on our website. So why Riviera? We're the only company to offer at least 5 cabins with no single supplement on every departure. The only company to offer entire departures exclusively with no single supplement across all categories. The most immersive itineraries, 20 itineraries on 10 rivers. We have the youngest fleet of ships in Europe. Price competitive, approximately 20% lower than our competition in the same level. And we fall in the top end of the premium market, river cruise market, again, with a 20% less than those other competitors. Our long vessels, French balconies, are 183 square feet, which is 48 square feet larger than Viking. And I don't mean to be picking on Viking, but they are everyone's big competitor. Our boats are built and operated by Skilla of Switzerland, who build the boats for a luxury competitor that are identical. And the staff is trained the same way by Skilla. The crew is all trained the same way. And we spend the same amount on food product as this luxury competitor. So we're offering a high value, high quality product, but at a great valued price. We have a stunning fleet of 12 5-star ships with the most modern and well appointed in Europe. So that's the youngest or newest, most modern fleet in the European rivers with an average age of under 3 years, including another new ship for 2020 in that 12. And that'll probably get pushed over to 2021 at this point. So this is our fleet. Our 135-meter ships are at 443 feet. We have the Robert Burns, the William Wordsworth, Emily Bronte, Oscar Wilde, Thomas Hardy, and Geoffrey Chaucer, which was launching this year, but probably will come out next. And then we have our 110-meter ships at 360 feet, the George Eliot, the Jane Austen, Lord Byron, and William Shakespeare. And you might notice a theme there that we name most of our ships after UK authors. So very recognizable names that you can actually pronounce, as well as we have 2 ships on the Douro at 80 meters, the Douro Splendor and Elegance. How do we compare? As I mentioned, the top end of the premium market. We have most inclusions, larger lead-in cabin sizes, and we come in at a good value. This is something that is on the Ralph Grizzle's website, and he's a river cruise and cruise guide that you can compare. And we come in at a very good value for product with everything that we do include. So our true average per diem, even when you include our beverage package, we'll talk more about that later, is a great value compared to the same clients at the same level. How do we compare price-wise? Again, as I mentioned, we are about 20% less than our competitors in the same level. And I'm going to show you a little video here. Again, our cabin comparison with that French balcony cabin. Again, don't mean to be picking on Viking, but again, as my VP likes to say, that they're the white elephant in the room. Again, we're 48 square feet larger, and that's enough space to enjoy maybe a small vehicle in your room or a great white shark or 112 iPads, but really that's up to 26% more space for your clients to enjoy their cruise. And just another reason to book with Riviera. So just taking a closer look at our Robert Burns, which again are our sister ships to the other ones at 135 meters. This is our deluxe balcony suite at 200 or just under 270 square feet. You have a beautiful sit-out balcony, lots of space. You also have a full French balcony in the stateroom with lots of extra amenities that we'll touch on. Again, this is the full balcony or deluxe balcony suite. We have our superior suite coming in at just under 250 square feet. You'll notice the angled bed in these rooms, and you'll see the 3 panels of the French balcony. And with that, those panels slide all the way over. And so your whole room becomes your balcony. You just turn your chairs around and you grab a glass of wine and watch the river go by, maybe in the morning as you're having your coffee, or in the afternoon as we head to another destination. And this is again our lead-in French balcony at 183 square feet. Again, the 3 panels, all the amenities that we have in all our staterooms that I'll touch on. And again, lots of space for our lead-in French balcony cabins. And then we have our lower deck cabins with that high window. And some people call this the river view cabin or the duck view. But again, breakfast room service is included, Krebs-Nevelin toiletries, Wi-Fi, individually controlled air conditioning. And I always wonder why people put that in there, but there are lines out there that don't let you control the temperature of your stateroom. Hair dryers, safes, mini fridges. Actually, we're the only river cruise lines that actually has coffee and tea making facilities in your stateroom. Again, this goes through all our deck cabin categories, not just the suites. So even in this lower deck cabin, you're going to have a separate tea kettle because we are British, and you don't want to mix your tea and coffee together, and the coffee makers and Nespressos. Wonderful coffee. Once you figure out how to use the machine, they does come out pretty good. And then we have beautifully appointed bathrooms. You'll notice the vessel sinks, the marble showers, the rainwater shower head, as well as a handheld. But bathrooms you can actually walk around in. No offense to my colleagues in the ocean liners. When you go into the bathroom, honey, I'm stuck in the tube. And you know how that can go. No, lots of space in these bathrooms, showers you can walk around, as I mentioned, and you're not going to feel crowded. This is something new, Riviera Plus for 2021, and we're introducing this for all our clients in the upper deck staterooms on our diamond deck, as well as our superior and deluxe balcony suites. This includes a smart handset with map, translator, currency converter, unlimited calls, text messages, and internet usage, aboard and ashore. L'Occitane Provence toiletries for that extra touch of luxury. A bottle of chilled Prosecco will be placed on your room upon arrival. Platter of fresh seasonal fruits during the cruise will be given as before you head out for dinner. You'll have that in the stateroom, and an aperitif or evening cocktail before dinner with our compliments at the lounge. So some extra touches. Again, this is included with all our upper deck staterooms and the superior and deluxe balconies. So just take a looking at our center of our ship. This is the Thomas Hardy, but you'll notice this beautiful modern ship with these wonderful, charming appointments. But just also to highlight that we have an elevator, in the UK calling it a lift, as we do in Europe, and going to all deck levels except for the sun deck. Excuse me. You'll again just notice the beautiful chandelier in the center of the ship. Looking aft, you'll see the 3 deck levels, but even the railings and the staircase here with the beautiful iron grillwork and the brass railings and the marble floor. So you're got these wonderful, beautiful, charming items of real cruising, but into a very modern ship. So beautiful facilities on board and appointments, amenities. Of course, we have a wonderful lounge that will accommodate everyone. You'll have the piano player here every evening, the bar, entertainment here in here nightly. Could be just from the piano player to a cruise show to local entertainment that we bring aboard. Of course, the sun deck stretching the entire length of the ship, shaded and unshaded areas, depending on where you'd like to sit, with beautifully appointed lounge chairs, tables, and of course there would be bar service up here as well for our clients who would like to have a drink while they're cruising. We have some ships have a chessboard, all the ships have this putting green, and all our ships also have some kind of water element, whether it's a plunge pool or something, you know, a little larger. But again, last October, a year ago, I was sitting in this, heading down the Danube with a glass of wine, and again, they are heated beginning of the season, and just watching the river go by. It was just an amazing experience. And we all should be there hopefully soon. We have a spa for massage services or a sauna and steam room, depending on the ship. A hair and nail salon for, again, these extra amenities. A fitness room for those who want to exercise a little bit with about 4 different pieces of equipment. And bikes on board to take on your own. You just stop by reception, let the person know there behind the desk that you'd like to get, say, a bike tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's going to be out on the dock or ashore waiting for you. You just stop by reception, pick up the key, and you're on your way to ride down into town and explore on your own or along the riverbank, and it's just a wonderful experience, and this is all included. We actually are evolving on onboard dining. So following feedback from our guests, we're expanding our menus to help our guests experience the true taste of the destination. Firstly, on our board, chefs will offer a choice of local flavor options that are inspired by the cuisine techniques of the area, from traditional hearty Hungarian soup to sumptuous French cassoulets to indulgent Dutch pastries. Our guests will be able to connect to their destination through food and drink. And then we're renaming our aft restaurant across our fleet. Our 3 French-based ships, aft restaurants, will be called La Brasserie. Will serve a traditional selection of charcutes, cheeses, freshly baked breads, and other French delicacies. And our Rhine and Danube fleet, the aft restaurant, become the Riverview Kitchen to reflect the more relaxed style as well as the stunning vistas. Also, we are able to accommodate dietary restrictions for your clients, whether that be gluten-free or lactose or vegan or vegetarian. Just let us know ahead of time. We'll be able to accommodate that for your clients as well. Onboard dining, again, we mentioned 2 restaurants. We have our main restaurant of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And again, this is open dining in normal circumstances. So dinner is anytime between 7 and 9 versus those that just say dinner is at 7 o'clock and they wind up getting online at 6:15, 6:30 so they can get the table. It's a much more relaxed environment. So you can come into the restaurant anytime between 7 and 9 and we'll serve till about 10. So you can enjoy your drink in the lounge prior to dinner without having feel rushed, and then come and take a seat when you'd like. Again, then we have our bistro, which is now being named the Riverview Restaurant. And this is reservations for dinner, but it's also open for lunch on a first come, first served basis. But again, people forget that this is available for lunch, but do make those reservations when you board the ship so your clients get the night and time that they'd like. I always like to remind my travel advisors to do that. But this is, again, more intimate dining, tables of 2 and 4. And again, everything's prepared to order. It's a wonderful menu of selections to choose from. And again, where the main restaurant, the menus change daily for lunch and dinner. And then in this restaurant, the menu does stay the same, but it is, of course, wonderful food and cuisine. Here's a sample of one of our current menus on the Rhone and Burgundy Rhone and Provence cruise. Again, bringing those local influences, bouillabaisse, pan-seared sea bass, herb-crusted rack of lamb. So a wonderful menu with a number of items to choose from. And again, if this doesn't suit your palate, you can always get a piece of fish or chicken prepared to your liking. Breakfast room service, as I mentioned, is included. So you can always order that up. If you decide not to go to breakfast in the morning, you just fill out the door tag, leave it on your room before midnight, and they'll deliver it at the time designated. So let's talk about drinks on board. And I know, talking to you, travel advisors, there's not a lot of drinkers out there. But, so we're a little different when it comes to drinks on board. We we give your clients choice. So we don't automatically include beer, wine, soda, and juices on our cruises at lunch and dinner, because we have found in this demographic of traveler that not everyone drinks, so they don't want to pay for everyone else's drinking. So we offer drink packages, which gives customers a choice of drinks during lunch and dinner. Again, a range of draft beers, non-alcoholic beers, soft drink juices, red, white, rosé, house wines, and those house wines are wonderful because they're all locally sourced. And of course, the recommended wine of the evening. And so for a 7-night cruise, a beverage package, which is unlimited beer, wine, soda, juices, for the duration of the cruise at lunch and dinner is $129 for the week, and that's out the door. That there's no 18% added on to that, but it does need to be pre-booked. So, but the other thing is we also don't mind if your clients want to bring it on board and have it in their stateroom. So if they have their favorite bottle of wine, or they did some wine tasting and they want to bring it on, or they have their favorite bottle of vodka, gin, scotch, whatever, and they want to bring it with them and on board, they're more than welcome to do so. We just ask them to leave the bottle in their stateroom so they can enjoy it in there, but they certainly can pour it in a glass and walk out their stateroom. Which also means we don't automatically include gratuities. I mean, we are a British company, and if you know the culture that Brits normally don't tip, it's not part of it because it's usually built into the price. So we don't automatically include gratuities. We leave it up to your guests, but we do give a guideline of 8 to 12 euros per person per day. But if your clients just want to tip that cabin steward and their bartender, they're more than welcome to do so, or they can add it to their bill or put cash in an envelope that at the end of the cruise that gets equally distributed to all crew and staff on board, which I think is great because everybody works hard. So it's really up to your clients and what they want to do, but we will not add it automatically. You tell us. So much is included: luxury cabins and suites, beautifully appointed with a host of amenities, exceptional dining from early rise or breakfast to midnight snacks, complimentary fascinating tours and excursions with expert guides and tour managers, complimentary coffee, tea, refillable water bottles in your cabin, plus free Wi-Fi. Our professional crew is on call 24/7, and English-speaking tour guides and crew. By design, we only speak English on board. The menus, announcements, everything is just in English. Though we have a very international clientele, they're only coming from English-speaking countries. So our home country being the UK and the clients around the British Isles, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, as well as North America with the US and English-speaking Canada. So our rivers, where can we take you? We cover most of the European rivers and where your clients want to travel, from the Dutch waterways to tulip time, from Amsterdam down into the Rhine and Moselle, and the Rhine down to Switzerland, the Main River, the Main-Danube Canal into the Danube, and as well as the lower Danube out to the Black Sea. In France, we have the Rhone and Saône in the south of France, and then also Paris and Normandy on the Seine. And finally, in Portugal, the Douro River from Porto with a day trip out to Salamanca on the Douro. So new cruises for 2021, I'll touch a little bit on these. We have the Seine, Paris, and Normandy. Again, this was something we introduced this year, but now will be new for 21. Vienna, Bohemia, and the Treasures of the Danube. And then new for 21 is Amsterdam, Cologne, and the Best of Holland and Flanders River Cruise. So just to touch on this a little bit, it's a round trip Paris cruise. So we overnight as well on the last night in Paris. So where the ship becomes your floating hotel, where you can go out and experience Paris, as well as the tour that's included. Taking in the American and Canadian beaches when you get up to the Normandy region, but also the wonderful areas of Vernon and Giverny, Rouen. So again, taking on the encompassing of this wonderful, beautiful French region, as well as some amazing history as well. Again, there's a shot of the memorial at Normandy Beach. And of course, Paris, I mean, there's not enough that you can actually say about Paris, but again, here you have the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum. So again, you will have time if you'd like to experience these. Then we have Vienna, Bohemia, and the Treasures of the Danube. This really takes in concentration of the Vienna, where we overnight the first and last night in Vienna. So great concentration in that region, so you'll be able to experience it. But really doing some wonderful cruising, taking in Krems, also into Passau, Regensburg, Linz. Now Linz is just you can choose to take a tour in Linz for the day. Now, a regular Danube River cruise, the Blue Danube, will do a full day trip out to Salzburg for the day, which is included. For this day, we have an included tour to Český Krumlov, which is the second most popular city in Czech Republic behind Prague, but you have this wonderful old town to experience and walk around. So it's an included tour, and I highly recommend it. And of course, nothing would be complete without a wonderful, because Vienna being that music and history capital of the world, we bring in a string quartet to have a recital on board the ship during the evening. Regensburg and its cathedral, and of course Český Krumlov, this beautiful old town, walled city to walk through and experience. And then the other new cruise that we have is Amsterdam, Cologne, and the best of Holland and Flanders. This is, again, a wonderful experience because you're overnighting in Amsterdam on the first night. So once you board, you're going to be able to go out, experience Amsterdam. We'll have an included tour in the morning. And then we head off to Rotterdam and then down to Bruges and Ghent with Antwerp, circling around to Arnhem, with the Het Palace and its gardens. I think I have a picture of that coming up. And then leaving there in the evening and overnighting and arriving in Cologne the next day with a tour of Cologne, and overnighting and getting off the next day in Cologne. Is just an amazing city. Of course, Antwerp, again, beautiful city. The Arnhem, as I mentioned, the Het Palace and gardens, which is just this wonderful palace to roam around. And of course, arriving in Cologne with the Cologne Cathedral. It's just an amazing city to just walk through and experience, and all the market squares through the center of the city there that you really want to just get out with you and be like a local and experience that, and stop at a cafe in the square and have a glass of wine or a hot toddy or something like that, just to experience it and watch the people. It's a great experience. So moving on, I mentioned that we have river cruising for solo clients. So on every single departure that we do, we offer an average of 5 cabins on every single sailing for solo travelers with no supplement. These are lower deck cabins, and they are regular double cabins designated for solos with no single supplement, meaning that they only pay for themselves, not double as they would do with most cruise lines. And that's on every single departure. I will tell you that they tend to sell out quickly on these on our cruises, but they are available. Which also leads to something that we are very unique in doing is we have designated solo traveler cruises. For these specific departures that you see here, and in fact, we've added a couple more that have not made it to this particular grid yet, but this is where the entire ship is designated for solo travelers. So on our larger ship, where we have an average of 166 passengers, 67, we'll have about 80 cabins double and 6 cabins for solos on the larger ships. So 86 cabins, and so with these solo departures, we're gonna have only 86 passengers. So talk about social distancing. Anyway, these are great for, solo people who just normally travel on their own, people with spouses or companions, they don't like to travel, but they still want to travel. Girls getaways, guys getaways, who want to experience it, and they're at the age that they just don't like sharing a room. And also the market that's a little difficult to talk about sometimes. People who don't like or don't feel comfortable traveling with other couples around. And that might be a newly divorcee or a widow or widower. So here you've got these particular departures plus more being added for 2021 that are specifically for solo travelers. Again, the entire ship, every cabin and suite with no single supplement. And again, the end of 19, this last year, we actually won the Solo Travel Award for river cruising because we are so solo traveler friendly. So are you looking to book a group with us? Any booking of 5 cabins or more qualifies. You only need 10 passengers to earn 1 free tour conductor. We hold the cabin inventory for up to 8 weeks. We have dedicated group specialists, and we support you with the marketing efforts to help you achieve your goals. That's when you can reach out to me. I create flyers. We do virtual river cruise nights. So again, tour conductors, a generous 1 for 10 tour conductor, sell 10 double cabins, and then you get one cabin free. Or 5 cabins double, you'll have 1 person free. And when we do this, we actually pull space from inventory. You tell us what cabin categories you want, and we pull those specific cabin categories out of inventory. They're yours for 8 weeks to sell into. Other lines will just give you rates, but don't guarantee the space. So you could call up and say, my client wants this cabin category. It could be sold out. We don't do that. We're actually guaranteeing the space to you. We're pulling them from inventory. You also can do solo cabin occupancy cabins as part of a group. We'll actually do probably a maximum of 3 of the 5 or 6 that we have on board, but you can hold, but also on solo cruises, we can do solo traveler groups. They're usually a little smaller, but we'll make the maximum of about 12 to 14 people. And again, we hold your group with no deposits for up to 8 weeks to give you ample time to promote. Final payment is 91 days prior to sailing, as it is with our regular FIT program. So, and we also have a host of group perks, from cabin amenities, and the more larger the group gets, to cocktail hours, to shipboard credits. And so the larger the group, the more benefits that you can get. And we have this new group incentive. It did come out in September, but it's now active through October and November. If you book and deposit any new group, your guests will receive a $250 gift card per cabin for pre-cruise shopping, and you as the agent will receive a $150 gift card per cabin for yourself. The gift cards will be sent out upon final payment, so that's 91 days out. And this gift card is in addition to all our other group policies of tour conductors and group incentives and group perks that you saw on the previous slide. So this is a great time to put a group together. And we actually have 2 special North American group only departures. The first is on the Blue Danube, June 11th to 18th. It's a 7-night round trip Budapest. And the other is the Enchanting Rhine and Yuletide markets for early December 21. It's a 4-night round trip Cologne for the Christmas markets. Both these cruises are available exclusively for our only North American departures. And for the Blue Danube, and both of these cruises, there are special perks that are being included on top of what you already see. For example, the Blue Danube cruise we're trying something out new. So this cruise will be totally all-inclusive cruising and on board with your drinks on board. So it'll be full-time open bar for the entire duration of the cruise, not just at lunch and dinner. So that is reflected in the price, but it's not as much as you think for a full inclusive package. And so that's one of the perks for that particular cruise. So remember, all excursions are included. We offer a tour every single day for our clients. Plus we give you free time to go out and explore on your own. Maybe you want to grab a bike, as I mentioned earlier, and ride along the riverbank. And we also have some options, but options are done at cost. Our concierge cruise director will put something together for you at cost. There won't be any additional charge except whatever it would cost normally if you were to do it yourself. They can recommend whether wineries or museums or a host of any other things that you may be looking for in any particular town or city. Plus we have those Vox boxes. That's where you can be about 30 to 40 feet away from your tour guide as you're walking through the town or city that you're experiencing, with a headset tuned to the same channel as your guide. And that way you can also social distance and be away and also move at your own pace without being on top of the guide and having to deal with the ambient background noise of the city. How do you book us? Well, we have a wonderful agent online portal. And that's available at rivieraRiverCruises.com/agency. We let you hold options for 5 business days. So if it's over a week, that would be 7 days over a weekend. You can download a trip planner for your customers, and we have our agent toolkit. We can find posters, flyers, pre-made social media posts and videos that you can access and utilize on your website or Facebook page or wherever you like. As I mentioned, we let you hold options for 5 business days. Why do we do that? It's because we want to help cultivate that sale versus pressure that sale because everybody else is going to only give you 2 days. Our cruise consultant specialists are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. They are located in the UK, in England, in Burton-on-Trent, where we have our world headquarters. That's when you call that number, that's where you'll get, but they're there and they're a dedicated team here for North America, so about midnight every evening. And so they're the night owls, but that's what they're working dedicated to the North American market. You also can book 24/7 on our travel agent portal, again through rivierarivercruises.com/agency. Make sure you do sign up with us. Also new for Riviera is that we do air and pre and post hotel programs. This is through a third party, but they do answer the phone, Riviera Air Department. You'll notice that different 800 number there, 888-689-0054. And we do air commission the air at 10% and the hotel programs at 12%. What is great about this is that it's not set to whatever your clients are cruising. So say they're doing, for instance, the Burgundy, Rhone, River Rhone and Provence cruise in the south of France. But then maybe they want to fly into Paris and do a hotel in Paris for 3 or 4 nights and then take the Eurostar or TVG down to Lyon to catch the cruise and then fly home from someplace else. They will work at any destination you want to fly into, hotels in the multiple cities or however you want to work it. We will do that for you through this hotel program and air program that we have set up. We have our online travel agent academy with Riviera Cruises Specialist.com. This is through, again, Travel Agent Academy. It's worth 3 clear credits. And we invite agents on FAMs from those who complete the online course. And that way you become a preferred Riviera River Cruises travel partner. So you got to make sure your travel agent is registered with us, whether you're part of a host, hopefully the host agency or your home office is registered, and then take the course, becoming a preferred travel partner. Please join us on Facebook. So if you can jot this down, please search out Riviera River Cruises Agents on Facebook. Answer those questions for me, and then you'll notice that we'll post information about upcoming events, what's happening, particular posts and information on cruises, and as well as FAMs. And upcoming promotions. So make sure you do join us on Facebook at Riviera River Cruises Agents. We have wonderful travel advisor rates because we want to get you on board to travel with us. It's 50% off 90 days out. So check availability online through the travel agent portal and or call us to book. And our newest promotion is Fly Free, or whatever you want to do with your cruise savings. So your clients can save up to $2,500 per cabin on any of our 15-day cruises, or 14-night, 15-day, as well as up to $1,500 per cabin on our 7-night, 8-day itineraries. And this is probably good to the end of the year, but again, book now before it gets to the end of the year and get your clients these wonderful savings. We have, what should be Christmas in October, sorry about that. We actually have on sale our current cruises for 2020 for the Christmas markets. And this will give you up to a $250 gift card for yourselves or $150 for 4 and 5 night cruises. I would look at the Rhine River because that seems to be doing quite well. So Christmas on the Danube, sorry, Canning Rhine and Yuletide markets have a 4 or 5 night, and a New Year's on the Rhine, you'll get a $150 gift card. And then Christmas on the Rhine is a 7-night, 8-day cruise. You'll get a $250 gift card per cabin when you book. Actually, it does not expire September 30th. It has been extended. So if you have clients that are interested in sailing around that time frame, by all means, please book them. There is availability because we do expect to be cruising for the Yuletide markets. So what makes us so special? Luxury cabins and suites beautifully appointed with a host of amenities, exceptional dining and a choice of restaurants from early riser breakfast to midnight snacks. We give your customers choice. Drinks and gratuities are not automatically added to the price. Carefully thought out and unique itineraries, and a number of double cabins with no single supplement on every departure and dedicated solo sailings. This is to let you know that we support the travel agency distribution system 100%. We're the only cruise line who will not accept direct bookings from consumers. So if a client calls us directly, we're actually going to book them, and then we're going to refer that booking back to a travel partner who's registered with us and has completed the travel agent academy course. And look up their zip code or postal code, and whoever has the closest to where this client's calling from, I will then give you that booking at full 15% commission. That's where we start. And you just take it over. The deposit's already done, and you're going to get credit for that booking. So again, we don't take direct, we pass it right back to you. So I'm asking you to please support the River Cruise Company that supports you. Cruising in 22, some 2022 prices and dates are dropping in about 2 weeks. 21, the Danube's Imperial Cities and Yuletide Market River Cruises have just come out. Coming out in about 2 weeks, we have a number of rivers that are going to be loaded into the system by then. So it's quite early for us because normally we don't come out till March or April. So we have Burgundy, the River Rhone and Provence, the Douro, Porto, and Salamanca, the Danube, and Budapest to the Black Sea River cruises. Following that, probably by the end of the month or early November, the rest of the cruises will be loaded into the system. So please look for that to come out. If you're interested in doing groups in 21 or 22, that is all out. So please contact me if you're interested in any groups for that time frame. Except for the solos, I'm waiting for those dates because they operate a little differently. Again, reservations is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, the number is 888-838-8820. Our reservation team, again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You've got the supervisor in charge, that's Chris, our wonderful Merle, the amazing Ryan, and the fantastic Suzanne. Those are the people who you should be speaking to when you call in, and now you can put a name to the face, or face to the name. And then you've got myself and my VP, Executive VP of Sales and Marketing of North America, Marilyn Conroy. That's her email and phone direct number. And then you have myself, the Sales Director for North America, my email and phone number. You might want to take a snapshot of that screen. If you need me, please definitely reach out, contact me. I'm here to help and support you. So again, thank you very much. I'm going to open it up to questions now. I think Anna is going to come on, and hopefully you've got some things if people did ask questions.
Yes, we do have some questions coming in, and I'll invite everyone to get their unanswered questions in now. Our first one is from Mary, who is wondering if any of the bikes that you mentioned are any of them electric or a combination of both electric and standard.
No, well, they are only regular bikes. They are not e-bikes. I know there are some lines that do offer that. I think we chose to do it this way because we've heard some issues with people having problems with e-bikes and not used to that type of usage, and they tend to sometimes fall indiscriminately. So we're currently sticking with the regular bikes.
Okay, that makes sense. Our next question, can you speak to accessibility on board?
Sure. So accessibility, and you may be aware that most river cruising in Europe is not necessarily designed for people who have walking issues with walking, because you have cobblestone streets and curbs and things that just stick up like sculptures that aren't that are on the sidewalk that they just expect you to walk around, where here in the US, if they do that, they're going to sue somebody. That's not how it is in Europe. But I will say that if you have a walker, or you find yourselves that are or a wheelchair, you can do that on board. We do ask if you have a wheelchair that you have someone that is there to help you with that. You can't store them in your room. They need to be held in your stateroom because of emergency egress. You can't have them out in the hallways just sitting. And again, you have the elevators that go to all the deck levels. So that is accessible, but does not go to the sun deck. So you still would probably need to walk or assisted with handrails at least one flight. There are cabins that do have some accessibility, like in the bathrooms, but they are not fully handicap rooms as we would know them. I hope that helps and haven't confused you more.
No, I think that is great. Our next question is from Nancy, who is wondering, it doesn't seem that the drink packages include regular cocktails. Are these available by purchase only?
So yes, so the onboard beverage package is available for lunch and dinner, and it's unlimited beer, wine, soda, and juices. It would still be a la carte in the main and the bar and the lounge. But again, we don't gouge. The bar is not a money-making proposition for us. So an average glass of wine would be 275 euros, or about $3.10. A beer being the same. A vodka mixed drink is going to be about €5, probably, so about $5.65 US. So again, they're not money-making propositions. You probably couldn't go at the happy hours, to your local restaurant and get those kind of prices. And again, we also don't automatically add 18%. It's not part of that. So you could just sign it to your account on board, and if you want to give the bartender something at the end of the cruise, you're welcome to, but it's not required, but it is appreciated.
Okay, got it. Our next question is from Draylene, who is wondering what the attire is on board. Is it formal? Is it more casual?
It is more casual, so we call it country club casual. You'll find that in the evening, though, we would ask men to wear some kind of khaki or slacks. We wouldn't want you to wear jeans, maybe a collared shirt. It could be a polo collar shirt or a button down. Where ladies, you can get away with everything that you want. You could wear dark jeans, white jeans. You could wear a sundress, an outfit, whatever you prefer. One night during the week, well, maybe two, would be the welcome dinner and the final, the captain's dinner, usually the last night. They may say, tonight's the night you dress up, but you might bring a sport jacket, gentlemen. Ladies, you might want to wear that dress, but it's not required. You can certainly feel comfortable. I do have seen, actually we have some videos online on our website that are about 4 years old, and I think we told them they were being videotaped. So everybody, all the guys are wearing ties, and I'm like, I've never seen anybody really wear a tie. And probably the only reason they're wearing a tie is because their wife told them, you wear that tie tonight, that type of thing. Sorry to so but it's more of a country club casual for the evening, and then during the day, of course, shorts or whatever the weather permits.
Okay, great. That makes sense. And it looks like those are all of our questions. So thank you everyone so much for joining us, and thank you, Bruce, for all the wonderful information.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you everybody for joining, and I look forward to hopefully working with all of you soon.
Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Bye.
Thanks very much.